What is up, gamers? Patch 1.0 blog post is out. Let's talk about it. Greetings, champions. Following last week's announcement that Predecessor is soon hitting 1.0, we wanted to openly discuss expectations surrounding this milestone release, providing you with insights into why we've made this decision, our vision for it, and what you can expect in this major update. There's a lot to digest here. I'm going to make my best to summarize it in a compact way for you guys to kind of understand what it is about and also give you my honest thoughts on it. So yeah, let's get right into this one. We understand that the term 1.0 is turbocharged with all manner of expectations, such as that the game is complete. Yeah, that is honestly pretty scary. It makes people assume that the game is going to be complete, or not in a complete way, but ready for marketing, ready to welcome a lot of new players, a lot of onboarding and stuff like that. So I would like to see what they're doing for onboarding, what they're doing for retention, because that is what's going to keep people playing the game. So I'm really curious to see what exactly they are working on. Make no mistake, the upcoming update is the most significant in Predecessor's history for the amount of features, improvements, and content it includes, and we believe it aligns with our goals for 1.0 and beyond. Alright, I'll be the judge of that one. Why 1.0? Why now? We've heard your concerns about our readiness to launch 1.0 as previously announced. Frankly speaking, after 1.0, our game won't be feature complete. Defining feature complete is a task of its own with a MOBA, as it differs from each player and everyone will have a different list. So instead, let's talk about why we made this decision. It's important we share the reasoning behind it. They're just talking about why they want to share the reasoning. So let's see what the reasoning is. Firstly, 1.0 is a necessity to launch Predecessor fully on the Xbox Store and to move outside of the limited game preview tab where it currently resides. So I guess they're not getting as much traction because it's not completely out there on the Xbox Store. I don't have an Xbox, so I don't know if this is completely true, but I don't think they would be lying on this, right? So that makes sense. They're trying to get more eyes on the game, so I would love to get more eyes on the game because I'm sitting in 40-minute ranked queues in high plat, so it's not a fun time trying to record ranked gameplay videos when I have to sit in queue for majority of my time. Secondly, a 1.0 launch will bring in new players. We have healthy, engaged player base at the moment. Okay, so speaking on what I just mentioned. And thirdly, they know that Predecessor players have been waiting for a large marketing advertising campaign. After all, growing the game benefits everyone, which is again speaking on just getting more players. Thirdly, we know that Predecessor players have been waiting for a large marketing advertising campaign. Okay, so they also want to advertise the game to get more players. They all kind of like mention the same thing though, so I know it's 3 points, but they all are kind of saying, hey, we just want more players. So it's basically all I got from it. What can we expect from 1.0 is what they're talking about here, and basically they just wanted to make the game friendly for new players. They want to make sure they reduce toxicity. They also want to make matchmaking better and make sure that the new players are enjoying their time and also understanding each step through the game process, from picking your hero to understanding what role you are, what's the differences between the roles, and basically just making sure they are MOBA ready if this is their first MOBA, which is a good start. It is definitely a good start. We'll see what the sort of things they do have. So let's get into this one. Here we go. They are talking about draft screen redesign, and if I open this image, it actually looks pretty nice. I feel like there is still some missing information, but it's pretty interesting how you click on the carry role, you see a Murdoch, you see a Kira, 2 carries, and also gives you a nice description of the heroes you're playing. There is 2 thumbs up on both support and offlane. I believe those are the beginner roles, so what I assume the thumbs up means is that it's a recommended role for new players. I also see a locked icon for Phil and Jungle, which kind of makes no sense, but maybe that is because it's already taken, because I don't think they would ever lock a player from picking Jungle, because if you lock every new player from picking Jungle, who is gonna pick Jungle, right? So I don't think that necessarily means you cannot play these roles, but I think it just means that somebody took the role, which in that case, I think over having a locked icon, I think you would rather have the profile picture, like in-game profile picture of the player who locked in that role. So I think that would have probably been better, and maybe like the name under here, like somewhere right here, you have the name of the player who picked the role. So I think that probably would be better, but this actually looks pretty good. I do kind of like this. It's pretty nice. I wish it was a bit more bright. It looks very darkish. I think that they could have added some color here, spruce things up, make it more alive, but overall it's pretty good. I do definitely like this. Improved automations. I think what this means, as you can see in this picture, is basically when you have auto buy on, it's telling you at the top left what item you have bought, and it's also telling you that the crest that you have also auto bought. So auto buy also has an auto crest feature. As you can see, he gets pacifier here, and I believe from reading this small little description, it is also auto upgrading your abilities as well. So I assume when you upgrade an ability, it's also going to show in the top left. Yeah, that is pretty smart. There's also an auto leveling system. That is pretty good. That's the same thing as auto ability upgrade and stuff like that. I assume, as you can see, okay, right here, yep, there it is. He levels up and he gets the gag grenade from those. So let's switch it back again. There's the level up and he gets the Q back without having to do anything. That's pretty good. That's pretty interesting. Hopefully they are correct for what you want to do. And kind of makes sense, but this is definitely going to make it much easier for players to understand. But hopefully they also realize that now they can use the Q ability, right? Because a lot of new players actually completely forget about using abilities, that they just keep left clicking on whatever character they're playing and barely really interact with their new abilities that they have learned, right? Attack range indicator upgrade, and they just showcase how you basically just see the Richter glow a bit more. I thought this was already in the game, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I thought this was already in the game. Maybe I'm just wrong. I mean, it's a nice addition. It's not that important, but it definitely helps people realize that, hey, you are out of range. Oh, you know what is new? It's the move closer tag. I just saw it. It says out of range. That was already a thing in the game, but after missing like 6 hits, it's telling you, hey, move closer. You are not going to hit him. So I guess that's good. That's good. That's good for players who don't understand that there is a range cap. They also mentioned that there is plenty more, but they will not share information just yet. They will share it on their socials leading throughout the big patch. So, okay, that's pretty good. We'll try to also make a video on that one when time comes. I'm very curious to see what else they have. All right, so we looked at what new players' improvements are looking like, but I want to see how they are treating their already existing player base, because that's also what's important. The existing players have stayed with them for a very long time, so we definitely want to see how they are getting treated here. All right, let's talk about purchasing hero affinity and bundles with Amber. This looks like a big W. I am very interested. Go to Amber to Baron. You can finally use it to purchase hero affinities, but that is not all. We've also added a couple of bundles to the store that you can also spend on Ember. That's pretty good. I cannot even lie. This might be the biggest W yet in this post. Definitely needed to be able to purchase affinities. Looks like the affinity is 7.7k. It does look like it's 7.7k per affinity. There is about 40 characters plus. So that's gonna be a lot of Amber, guys. It's gonna be about 250k or something, I think. Yeah, it's because it's about 40 plus, I'm pretty sure. So that's 250k plus Amber. I definitely don't have that much, so I definitely won't be able to buy all of them. But hey, at least now we will definitely be sitting at a low amount of Amber, because there's no way in hell many people have 250k Amber. There might be a few people, but I sure as hell don't have that much, right? That's pretty good. I'm also very curious to see what the actual bundles are that you can buy, that you can spend Amber on, because I don't think it's gonna be skins, or if it is going to be skins, it's gonna be lower tier skins. And if it is going to be skins and I bought the skin with plat, I'm gonna be a little pissed. This is a little scary, because if they are actually like making a skin that I bought with plat now, purchasable with Amber, it's gonna be nice for the players who haven't bought it. But for me, I feel like I just got kind of robbed from plat, because I bought the skin a bit earlier when I should have just waited. But it's the same kind of discussion where you could have just waited from buying affinity premium on your characters. But that has a different value, and the reason it has a different value is because you actually get actual boost from it, right? You already get value from it. because it's helping you get the affinity quicker, right? So that actually has value buying it earlier. So the plat purchase there is less bad than a plat purchase on a skin that is suddenly purchasable with the amber. So hopefully, if they do add some skins that you could have bought with actual plat, they try to find a way where, hey, we'll refund you the plat, but you have to buy this with amber, and I think that would be really nice of them. But I'll be honest, I don't really expect this to be a thing. Also, hold up, what is that? What is that, bro? What is that thing in top right? A pink banner? Do you guys see this? I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna screenshot it. Okay, this is the best I can do. I cannot unblur this, but what is that? Wait, I'm trying to understand what this is. I honestly cannot tell. Right here, this picture looks like it's a different person from this. I'm gonna be honest. This looks like somebody who's blue faced. Like he has blues, like a blue face. So it's either like a Morga skin, or it's the new hero. It looks like Zinx, maybe. I'm not too sure. Maybe an Iggy skin as well with blue paint. I don't know what that is. And this one looks like a skin, but I don't know for who. Maybe for Kira? What is that thing? I feel like they leaked this by mistake. That is very interesting. I don't think they meant to do that, guys. I'll be honest with you guys. I think this was something that they didn't realize, but hey, it's out there now. And I'm pretty sure the left one might be the new hero. But the right one does not look like the new hero. Is that their original hero, maybe? Like, what is that thing? I'm so confused. But okay, let's get right into the next one. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I'm very curious. I don't know if you guys can figure out what that is, because I can't. And I think you guys might have a better eye than me. So let's go to the next one. Map verticality adjustment. We've raised the roof for 1.0. Literally, we've taken the time to remove all vertical boundaries across the map, opening up for complex new opportunities for certain heroes to play like never before. This is good. This is so good. You know what I'm realizing when I'm watching this clip? The amount of good plays you can do. This is actually insane. I am so happy they've done this. I see a bit of an issue when she is going through that wall. She has to use her passive, which sucks because that's towards a tower. I wish it's more smooth, and with the ramp itself, she can like go over. But it looks like she has to double jump, which is something they might need to get looked at, because using the passive there when it should just be the wall is a little sad in my opinion. Definitely should just be the wall that does it, and the passive should be something that she keeps. But this is already a big improvement for plays that you can make, and I cannot wait to try some of these things. I'm definitely gonna be experimenting a lot. I might even stream and try to break the game. Honestly, we'll try to see what happens. But this looks very interesting. Also, what I realized is that wall, I'm pretty sure used to be much thicker. That looks like a thin wall now. So I'm very curious if they decided to thin walls all around the map to make the jungle feel a bit bigger. I also see some flowers on the walls, which is also pretty nice. So they're also adding some more colors to the jungle, a bit of different palette. So I definitely like that as well. Pretty nice. I really like this. This might be this. Honestly, these two things right here, they're big. They're very big. But are they big enough for 1.0? That's the question on everyone's mind, right? Like, these are some great changes, but 1.0 needs some big changes. These are like heading right in that direction, but I think there's still more that needs to be done. And hopefully we do get to see more. They said there's more, and they also speak that there's more right here. So let's read onto this one as well. This blog post would be an awful lot longer if we went in depth with everything coming. So instead, here's a quick fire list of everything else that is in 1.0 that we've not already mentioned. They mentioned a new legacy hero, and I need to show you guys something about this one as well. All right, the only small leak there is about the new legacy hero is this little tweet here. Trev Games, shout out to you. He said, "Who is the next hero that we will get?" There's Zings, there's Boris, there's Dian, and there's Wukong. It's a legacy hero, so it's one of these four, and they tweeted by a bunch of this. Any normal human would kind of understand this as this is a cat going on across the keyboard kind of thing, and there's only one cat in here. So what I'm assuming is the next hero is going to be Zinx. I don't think there's any more tweets from them. Yeah, I think that's about it. Also, there's also this thing that I want to show you guys that maybe you guys have not heard. Let's turn this one on a little bit.
Attack right lane. Defend left lane.
Okay, there we go. So they're basically adding. Let's do one more.
On my way.
On my way. Okay, there we go. They're basically adding voice lines, but the voice line looks like it's just one person who recorded all the lines for them. It's not character based, so it's not Gideon saying them, which would have been cool if Gideon was saying them, right? But also, I'm gonna be honest, that voice is kind of annoying.
Attack right lane. Attack right
It doesn't fit the game. It feels like, if you guys played First Descendants, it feels like it's a robot AI just speaking to you. It's soulless. It doesn't feel like there's any enthusiasm or any like power or like anything behind the voice. It's just there.
Attack right lane. Defend left lane.
Yeah, it's just, there's no emotion behind it, right? And it's like you don't want too much emotion because then it would be a bit too crazy. But it definitely feels like it doesn't fit the game per se. It feels very lifeless, I guess. It feels lifeless, and I hope they look into this because I think this is such a great addition. But if she's gonna be the one speaking to me in patch 1.0, I might have to turn her off, man, because I don't think I can deal with somebody sounding like that for the entirety of the game. I'll be honest, yeah, I don't think this will do it for me quite yet, but I think this is a wonderful change, and I think they will mention it in their blog post. We have tutorial improvements and voiceover. It's something that I just covered now, except tutorial improvement. I assume that's just going to be an expansion of the already known tutorial mode, which I think was in the little tweet that we saw on Twitter. We have voiceover for communication pings. Also, that is the same thing as voiceover, I think. A total rework of map foliage that is kind of showcased in this clip on the Aurora here. You can see the foliage that I already talked about earlier. We also have visual light and reflection improvements, better assist indication, new loading screens, new post-match screens, new post-match player report options, system messages and chat bounties, objective timers. That's the biggest one so far in this list. These look like, honestly, all these points are like okay, but they're not really too much. They're not something crazy. I'm sure they take some time to implement, but it's not game changing for 1.0. Of course, the legacy here is pretty big. That is one of the biggest things. But this one is pretty nice. Again, it's not that important. We also have Twitch drops, which is going to be nice. Code redemptions, that's actually really nice as well. I can do some giveaways, Xbox achievements, and localization on Xbox. There's no Steam achievements, just Xbox ones, which is a bit weird. But yeah, honestly, this list is still far from what I would expect for 1.0. If I'm being honest, I was expecting quite some new things. We get some things that help newer player understands the game a bit more, but I wouldn't say there's like new mechanics or new features, new retention features. Most importantly, this is what I was expecting for 1.0 is retention features. They need more retention features. They have two good ones right here, or mainly this one with Amber, but it's kind of split into two because you can also buy bundles as well. So that's nice. That's a nice retention feature. But is it enough? We want to see a profile tab on our main menu, right? We want to see stuff like that. We want to understand our achievements in game, understand our statistics in game on each hero and stuff like that. We also want to just have things to do in the main menu when we're waiting in queue, right? We want to be able to go into the practice tool and just do random shit. Hell, why not even just do what Overwatch does? Allow you to go into like a brawl kind of mode while you're waiting in queue. You just get dragged into a random game. You just start doing things, whatever you want. You just fight other people. They're also waiting in queue. And once it pops, it just gets you out of there and just gets you into the game, right? Just something like that. Something to not make me feel like I am waiting in queue for 20, 30, 40 minutes just to get a pop, and in the meantime I'm just not paying attention to my predecessor game, right? And if I'm not paying attention to my pred game, hell, I might completely forget about the queue, right? And what happens if you forget about the queue? You might not accept it, and you go on another 20, 30, 40-minute queue, and that is just not what you want from the players. Well, you want them, when they are queuing for Pred, even if they are in a 20-minute queue, you want your attention to be on Pred. So if you give them things to do in the main menu, you just have to add that thing. You have to add it because it keeps people interesting in the game. Even though they're not really playing the game, there's things to do in the main menu, and I haven't seen it in this update. Many good changes. Let's not take it for granted. There's many good changes, many W's, mainly these two are actually just insane. There's also one leak right here that I don't think they realize, so I want you guys to let me know what you think about this one. But so far, it looks like 1.0 is going to be a pretty sizable patch. I don't really think it's the biggest one per se, but it might be one of the biggest just because it is 1.0. And I think they're also talking about marketing Predecessor, which is going to be nice. They are going to Gamescom, and they're going to be having some quests and I think some Twitch drops from what I've seen up here, so that is pretty interesting. They're going to be working with top influencers, sorry, across the internet to build coverage on Predecessor like never before. Although this is good, it can also be scary, guys, because I still think that Pred does have some things that they need to iron out, they need to do to kind of go mainstream if they want to go mainstream, which I'm sure they do. And it's a huge leap, right? Because if you don't succeed, if you don't give people a reason to stay, and if you don't have the system at least being worked on and being ready very close to 1.0, they might feel like the progress is a bit too slow and can be a little scary. But I really like what is written in this blog post. I think it is overall like a 6.57 out of 10, if I'm being honest. There could be a lot more to make sure 1.0 is a hit. Unfortunately, didn't quite hit there. There again, it's still overall a very positive patch, so I'm very, very interested in it, and I want to hear what you guys think. I also want to hear what you guys feel that 1.0 really does for the game, right? I want to see if you guys think that this is going to elevate the game. This is going to get it out from the, hey, we're just an indie studio. Of course, there's still gonna be an indie studio, but more so like we're really trying to build something here, right? And that's what's important. If they really want to succeed in the industry, it's like they gotta show that they can make a name for themselves. Now that they are basically getting away from the Paragon, what are they called? Paragon kits, because there's only a few left. There's 3 left, and Boris, which you really you cannot really count. Although he is technically made by Paragon, they have full reign on whatever they want to do with his kit. But yeah, they definitely need to move forward, knowing that it's all up to them now and their vision for the game to make sure they leave a stamp, I guess, in the gaming scene to where people want to play this game over Smite, over League, or other MOBAs, right? But yeah, I want to hear what you guys think. I want to hear what you guys also think about what this is, because this to me looks like Sinks, and this looks like a skin for a hero that we currently have, or we might not even have. This might be a skin for another hero that might be coming out soon, or like their own hero. I cannot tell what that is. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow for another Predecessor gameplay video. Peace out, gamers, and have a good one.